YouTube and welcome to the channel. Now then, we're looking at our Eachine EC30B here again. Now if you remember a couple of videos back, we were trying to put a 16 tooth pinion in, which is the maximum you can get in this thing. All you have to do is basically rotate the motor mount and that gives you the correct mesh for 16 tooth pinion. Unfortunately, I thought I had one, but I didn't. It turned out to be a 14 tooth. So anyway, I've ordered one. Hopefully I've this little Surpass Hobby one, 16 tooth. Hopefully it's the right size. If it is, I shall put a link in the description. If not, it'll be a very short video. So what we're going to do is basically bang this on today and then see how much more speed that those two teeth give us. See if we how close to the 40 miles an hour stated speed of this thing we can get. Because if you remember, out of the box, Eachine quoted 40, but in fact they did 20. It was a bit of a letdown, but it's actually quite a good buggy. But let's see how much 2 extra teeth will give us straight out of the box. Now I did actually put a hot motor in it. So we're just basically we're trying to get it to go 40 miles an hour, the stated manufacturer's speed. I can't remember what it did last time. I shall put the speed at the bottom of the screen now for you. Also, I've noticed that these little pinions are in fact aluminium, so that will make them a little bit more reduction gear friendly, because the original one's steel, so they'll sort of both be wearing each other out. But if I put the aluminium one in, the Surpass Hobby one will wear, not the reduction gear, and that's the cheap bit. So anyway, enough waffle. I'm waffling on now. Let's bang this in and see how fast it goes. Right, and there we go, pinion is on with a little bit of Loctite on the old grub screw just to keep it from coming out. Now, like I said to you before, on these and the 16889 etc, on the motor mount, all you have to do is swap them round. I think one side says 16T and the other side says 14T, or there might be just a number. All you need to do is, obviously, depending on the corresponding number of teeth you've got on your pinion, just swap the mount round till it reads either 16 or 14 basically. So on these little EC30Bs and HBXs etc, it's dead easy to do. So there we go. I'm going to put a little cover on, and I think there might be just enough time just to take it up and down the street to see what difference that makes. Oh, and if you haven't already, get yourself one of these little pinion pullers. This is the 3rd or 4th time I've used this because there's a bit of Loctite on the motor shaft and I couldn't quite get the pinion off. These make short work of getting the pinion off. I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can get one from. But there's a few times now where this thing has saved my life, and they're not particularly expensive. Right then, Speedo is strapped on and zeroed. Let's go and take this thing outside before it gets dark to see what it'll do. Right then, moment of truth. 27.7. Surely it's more than that. Let me try and reset the Speedo. Right then, I come back inside. I did a few more passes. I could not get this thing to crack 28 miles an hour. The battery started to go, so I've got no chance. So I brought it back inside. I've chucked 2 little 2S lipos in it, and I ran them in parallel and managed to get 28.7 out of it. But I'm a little bit disappointed in that the fact that it just shows you how far Eachine were off with the speed on this thing, wasn't it? I thought that little 16 tooth pinion would give us sort of 30 miles an hour, but I was way off the mark there. But like I said, a little bit disappointed. Anyway, I think for the time being that is enough speed runs for this thing. I think what I'm going to do with it now is we're going to take it to a BMX track and get some gratuitous off-road action with it. Right then, back inside. I hope you'll enjoyed the little montage of this thing flying around the BMX track. Despite Eachine's top speed claims, it's still a fun little buggy to pilot around. Talking of speed, I'm still a little bit disappointed that the larger pinion didn't really do much. I honestly believed it would sort of push it over 30 miles an hour, but it didn't. It's probably down to the electronics, and I don't use particularly good quality batteries, so that's probably the reason why I've probably hit the limit for those. So I haven't given up with this thing. I'm determined to get this thing to go 40 miles an hour like Eachine has stated. So I think the next step is you're going to get a decent battery for it. I'm going to swap the electronics out for some higher ampage stuff, some better quality stuff, and see if we can't get this thing to go 40. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video and you found it of some use and interest, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button for more similar future content. I will leave a link in the description to where you can get the larger pinion from. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again very, very soon.